Hello and welcome to the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. We're going underway for our green flag lap with James Waite alongside pole sitter Nicholas Reeve on the front row.
Reeve and Waite indeed on the front row of the grid, from Josh Hislop and Jack Davidson. Row 3, Lachlan Behrman and Scott Cansdale. Ollie Turner and Matthew Greenwood on row 4. Jamie Lee Hawley lines up on row 5 with Warwick Dayden. Newcomer Magnus Kricklevy next to Gus Burton. James Hillary and Josh Steed on row 7. The grid completed by Bradley Kent. Getting ready for round 9 of this year's championship. Away they go. Very good starts by all off the front row of the grid, including pole position man Nick Reeve. But look, Josh Hislop sticking his nose up the inside line, slotting across in front of James Waite to take third is Jack Davidson, the championship leader, side by side though, going into turn 1. There's contact just out of shot, which I think was the very fast starting James Hillary. Hillary is one of the victims. He's at the back of the field, rejoins. I think the other one may well have been Warwick Dayden, but they rejoin. But it's Nick Reeve out front. Josh Hislop in second. Josh Hislop started very quickly indeed from third on the grid and used that inside line very intelligently to have a look up the inside line of Nick Reeve, but Nick had the momentum, so he is there as we look at James Waite in 17 up ahead of Lachlan Behrman. Then the number 6 blue car of Scott Cansdale, local man, Bury St Edmunds based youngster, looking to grab another win here. Of course, he was winner of race 2 at Rockingham, but down into Agostini on lap 1. It's Nick Reeve that leads, Behrman on the inside of Cansdale, then followed by Matthew Greenwood, the young Yorkshireman. Then it's the 2 Jamsport teammates up ahead of Jamie Lee Hawley. Josh Steed is next. Magnus Kricklevy in the red car doing well, moving up, the young Dane moving up from karts into car racing, so great to see him here, and evidence that, you know, we have drivers waiting for the opportunity to come into this championship. Another impressive field this weekend, 15 starters, just one shy of our record of 16, which was set at Silverstone on the 28th of May, as Lachlan Behrman leads Scott Cansdale down the straight from Matthew Greenwood, the Bentley straight. You can see the names here of the straights and corners here to help the spectators to this wonderful MSV circuit to understand where the cars are. And in now to the Brundle and Nelson complex. Look at this Jamsport team battle going on here with 57. Gus Burton grabbed a maiden podium at Rockingham last time out. That was in race number 1. So a big positive him to take home. Ollie Turner, his teammate in 22, is chasing him hard at the moment, the Evesham-based driver. Many of the drivers that you're looking at here, now remember this is a championship for 14 to 17-year-olds. A lot of the drivers, as I've said before, will opt out at the age of 16 to go into senior racing. So it's a very short catchment for the organisers to fill the grids. As we watch the race leaders coming down the centre straight towards us, still Nick Reeve out front, the pole position man. Second place is still Josh Hislop, with championship leader Jack Davidson right in behind. So the point I was making is that this formula, 14 to 17-year-olds, and many of them here are also still in their first year. So I think probably the majority of the drivers are first-year drivers in this championship this year. So great effort by all the teams, championship organisers, the organising club, of course, the British Racing and Sports Car Club. So here comes the battle for the lead, heading down towards us at Agostini. Jack Davidson, how far is he behind? Is he going to make a move here? This is a noted passing pace. Here comes Davidson, looks down the inside wheels on the grass. And that was a physical move from Davidson, grabs the lead. Nick Reeve relegated to second. Josh Hislop is still there in third. Those three just pulling clear a little bit at the moment of James Waite, who is in fourth place. We're going to see a first-time Snetterton winner, incidentally, this weekend. The record, or last year, pole position went to James Waite. I was thinking James Waite could still win, couldn't he? James Waite took pole last year. Ronan Quinn won the first race in 2016, and Harry Gooding won race 2. The record for race wins here, Charlie Liddell has had 4 wins, one of the very early drivers. He's racing in the Ginetta GT4 Super Cup this year. Michael Higgs has had 3 wins here. So Here's the battle for the lead. Look how quick Nicholas Reeve is looking now. Explores the wide line into Brundle, now coming through into Nelson and into Bombhole. We've got a retirement there. I think it's possibly Gus Burton's car. It's a white front. Sadly, our first retiree of the weekend as the leaders go up in towards Coram. Nick Reeve here not giving up at all. So this is championship leader Jack Davidson looking for a 5th win of the year. Nick Reeve second in the championship, chasing him hard. Davidson on 181 points, only drops 1 point. Nick Reeve on 169 points. It's tied for 3rd place on drop scores between James Waite and James Hillary as well. So the two Jameses tied in 3rd place. But the top overall point scorer, I think it's Jamie Lee Hawley, who's coming out of the pit lane a lap down after a problem. Look at the challenge for the lead. Reeve is really piling on the pressure at the moment. We'll go back to the points in a minute, but there's a little bit of damage on the back end of Davidson's car, but Reeve is having a look at the outside line as they go down into the hairpin now, side by side. Davidson surely is going to have the initiative here. Reeve's plan is to try and hold on. Davidson takes him out wide. Reeve can't quite hold on to that outside line. The orange Specialised Motorsport prepared car still in 2nd place. He would have been looking for the inside line down into Palmer Corner where they are now. The left-hander, which then takes them down, looks a little bit straight, but it's actually a curve here, as you can see, coming down into Agostini. This is where Jack Davidson, who qualified 4th, came through into the lead, and I think the time mark's still on the grass there from Davidson's move down the inside. So Davidson the leader, Nick Reeve in 2nd, 3rd place is Josh Hislop. Josh running well, potential podium here for Josh, joined the championship in round 1 on the 9th of April this year, Josh. So this is a super drive from him in 3rd place, potential podium in the offing for him. But look at the battle for the race lead. Scott Cansdale running well, Matthew Greenwood in behind. Scott running in 5th at the moment, Matthew Greenwood in 6th place. Cansdale looking comfortable at the minute, the man who won round 8 of the championship at Rockingham. So this is the infield section that they're running on, coming up into Hamilton, then into Oggie's corner. Oggie's the first of the 2 right-handers that leads them back onto the Bentley Straight here, one of the longest straights in the UK. Snetterton 300 circuit. We've got a couple of issues coming up. We're understanding that track limits, as ever, has been a little bit of an issue, so there might be penalties in the final result, but we'll focus on what's going on race-wise here. Cansdale still there up ahead of Matthew Greenwood, going down the straight, heading in towards the Brundle-Nelson complex where they are now. Lachlan Behrman immediately in front. So Behrman actually running in 5th position, Scott Cansdale 6th, Matthew Greenwood in 7th place. Here comes James Hillary towards us in car number 4 after he's recovered extremely well from that moment off on the grass, and immediately behind him it's the number 94 car of Josh Steed, the youngster from St Albans. Josh's best result so far this year, 5th position in race 1 at Rockingham, so he'll be looking to improve on that. James Hillary, race winner of the opening round of the year, of course, had plenty of podia as well. James is joint 4th in standings on drop scores. James Waite is the top overall point scorer on 213 points, but loses out on drop scores. Although he's been fast and consistent, loses more points than everybody else, which is a little bit of a shame, but we'll give him a shout out. Here is James Hillary on 188 points at the moment. As we say, 2 tied in 3rd place in the championship with James Waite. Here is Nick Reeve, still in 2nd position, and Jack Davidson still the race leader. Davidson looking for a 5th win of the season, and more importantly, of course, looking to extend the championship lead. Miserable time for him at Rockingham. 2 retirements, did though take pole position, so wasn't entirely a nil score, a single point for him at Rockingham. But here we go then onto the Bentley Straight, and Nick Reeve chasing hard. Good performance. Nick Reeve qualified out-qualified James Waite by 1.1 seconds. Incredible performance from Nick Reeve. Jack Davidson's got the fastest lap of the race thus far. That was on lap 3 at 2 minutes 17.9, quicker than yesterday's qualifying time. And Davidson here looks like he's on his way to the checker, goes down into Coram from Nick Reeve. Josh Hislop is going to be, I think, grabbing a maiden podium here. It's been a super drive and great weekend so far for Josh Hislop in the 23 car, who is going to beat his previous best of 7th place, 7th in the opening round of the year, 7th in round 8 at Rockingham as well. But coming down to the checkered flag, it is Jack Davidson, who is going to take a 5th checkered flag of the year. There is the checker. Davidson takes it. When the final result, Davidson was relegated to 2nd. Penalty applied for driving in a manner incompatible with general safety. So it's Reeve from Davidson, Josh Hislop next, James Waite and Scott Cansdale from Matthew Greenwood, Ollie Turner, James Hillary, Magnus Cricklivy and Josh Steed rounding up the top 10. Bradley Kent 11th from Jamie Lee Hawley, Warwick Dayden completing the finishers in 13th.
This is a nice welcome surprise, a podium finish in fantastic style.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Got a good start off the line and then into turn 1, a bit of a slide, and then kind of past that, tyres went off pretty quick and just couldn't keep up with the guys at the front, but happy with 3rd place.
Nick, pole position, 2nd position in the race. That was a really tough battle though, one of your toughest of the season.
Yeah, it was definitely really hard. I mean, I struggled with some car setup changes, but we need to sort that for the next race, and hopefully we can make a change to the 2nd and get a 1st.
So this 2nd race of the day could all be dictated on how good that start is?
Yeah, just got to get away and hopefully get off the line a bit better than last time and see how we go.
Well, really impressive run today in 2nd place. Good job, mate.
Thank you very much.
Nicholas Reeve and Jack Davidson on row 1 from Josh Hislop and James Waite. Scott Cansdale row 3 from Matt Greenwood. Ollie Turner and James Hillary on row 4. 5th row, Magnus Cricklivy and Josh Steed from Bradley Kent and Warwick Dayden. Lachlan Behrman, Gus Burton and Jamie Lee Hawley completing the grid. A wet round 10 about to get going. Lights out, right of shot, some determined racing going on again from James Hillary. He's looking to try and get past Matthew Greenwood, but coming down into riches, it's Nick Reeve that leads. Jack Davidson takes to the outside line. 3rd place is Josh Hislop, starting from 3rd on the grid. That's where he challenged for the lead in race number 1. Now, will the wet conditions cause any problems on turn 1? It doesn't look as if they are. Going through at the back of the field there, you can see the red car of Magnus Cricklivy, the newcomer. A good finish for him, a top 10 on his first ever race, as Scott Cansdale and Ollie Turner engage in battle. Cansdale in blue with the inside line coming down into the left-hander at Palmer from Ollie Turner. Turner 7th in race number 1. So Jack Davidson chasing the race leader Nicholas Reeve. Reeve here, you can see a different line to the early laps in race number 1. A little bit more defensive coming down into Agostini. Davidson goes wide, looking for grip, looking for maybe a little bit more momentum on the way out. Side by side, James Hillary still looking to try and get past Matthew Greenwood. So they head up towards Hamilton Corner, and off! That's Bradley Kent who goes off. What a miserable meeting from Kent, excluded from qualifying for a technical irregularity, or eligibility issues was the official line. He's out of it, so a dismal day for him as we watch Scott Cansdale still up ahead at the moment of Ollie Turner. Out of Williams Corner onto the Bentley straight, there's Matt Greenwood. Greenwood at the moment still ahead of James Hillary. This is the view looking down the straight, and it's Jack Davidson that assumes the lead now. So Davidson in front, Reeve in 2nd. Davidson obviously determined to take another win, having had the race win taken away from him. The official bulletin saying that 5-second penalty applied for driving in a manner incompatible with general safety, MSA regulation C1.1.5. Davidson did only lose the lead. He's still got 2nd position, so very good points for the young Scot. The championship leader comes from Falkirk, made his debut at the start of the 2016 season. And I was talking in race number 1 that many of the drivers are new to the championship, and really you're looking at, I guess, a 2-year term in the championship at the very least, one to sort of bed yourself into it, and then another full year or second year to come in and have a go at the championship, which is exactly what Jack Davidson has done. So Davidson leading down into riches. Then in third place, Josh Hislop. Great to see another driver making it up onto the podium. And that's the key thing about this championship, which is so many drivers capable of getting podium positions here, and always wonderful to welcome another new driver up onto that top 3 positions in any of the races. James Waite challenging hard, the driver from Barking, another second-year driver, started here at Snetterton on the 3rd of April 2016, and he's running well at the moment, James Waite. So Waite in 4th place, still the overall top point scorer after race number 1. No big changes in terms of championship points after race number 1. James Hillary still trying to close down on Matthew Greenwood. Back in front though is Nick Reeves. So Reeves back in front now of Davidson. What a weekend these two have had. It's going to set us up for a very good run in to the championship finale this year, I feel sure. Points wise, not a lot between them. If I said there weren't any big changes, but of course it means that Reeve has taken a few points out of Davidson in race number 1, and Jack now needs to start to watch what Reeve is up to over the remaining races. He's doing that at the moment, closing in through Bombhole and heading now down towards Coram. Let's see what Davidson's tactics are. Runs a little bit wider, maybe using a little bit more track. That might convert into enough momentum to have a look, losing a little bit of ground as they go through into Coram Corner. Now he'll maybe look at the left-hander into Murray's to see if he can make a move. I think the answer to that is probably a little bit too far back at the moment. And Nick Reeve doing a super job out front at the moment from pole position. Remember, set pole position in race number 1. Along centre straight, picking up the lap times and pit signals from the pit wall here. And this is a great place, Snetterton, to come and watch. You're so close to the cars and it's such a fast straight. It's a real buzz. Very, very exciting place to watch if you can get in with one of the teams and watch any of the racing from there. Davidson and Reeve in front. These two getting away at the minute, coming down into Wilson hairpin once again. Look at Davidson exploring the lines, working the track, seeing where he can get extra traction and try and close down on and possibly pass Nick Reeve, who's still out front. Reeve, for his part, still driving a very intelligent race out front. In through Palmer Corner they go. The race is timed out, of course, at 20 minutes. The checker flag will come out after the 20 minutes of run down on the clock. You can see how hard the wipers are working. Very tricky conditions. Davidson by no means finished. Wide line into Agostini. This could give him a run out. He's still running wide. Is this going to give him more momentum for a look into the left-hander at Hamilton? Still too far back. Reeve is equal to him at the moment. Fascinating battle between these two. So Reeve stays in front. Nick Reeve, remember, looking for win number 3 of the season here. Right-hander at Oggy. Short straight down into Williams and then onto the long Bentley straight. All handled perfectly by these two youngsters at the moment. Look at the gap that they've got between first and second. Reeve and Davidson well clear of the cars in third place. Reeve extending the advantage a little bit as they go down the Bentley straight in towards Brundle. Brundle left-hander, Nelson, this being Nelson's county, of course, Norfolk. But look, Davidson not finishing, closing up. It's almost as if the drivers have advantages on different parts of the circuit. The gap is ebbing and flowing between these two drivers. And the race fans here have been really given a real treat between these two. We've seen overtaking, place swapping between the two, and the gap is coming down as well. So game of cat and mouse as we're heading in towards the latter stages of our 10th race of the year. Jack Davidson having taken 3 pole positions. We've had 10 races, but there's only 1 qualifying session per meeting, as you've already seen. The second race grid positions decided by the finishing order of race number 1. We've only actually seen 2 pole position sitters this year. Nick Reeve, one of them, did it in at Cadwell Park, and he's done it here as well. Jack Davidson having bagged the other 3, both of them having had fastest laps as well. Scott Cansdale has had fastest laps, so too has Lachlan Behrman, and the battle for the lead continues. A wider line this time through the hairpin for Nick Reeve, who still holds on from Jack Davidson in second position. A flash of the cars dicing it out for third place going on behind. So here we come then, down in towards Agostini once again. We'll try and keep a look back and see how far the chasers are behind. It's a fair old way. So the lead two. What's impressed me here, look at the battle for third place. Josh Hislop coming under pressure from Ollie Turner. Turner's mirror is flapping around and it looks like he's going for third place on the outside line. But Josh Hislop's having none of it. Hislop's got the inside line, hangs on to position. But Ollie Turner running very, very well indeed, and all over the back. Are we going to see another maiden podium finisher here? It is possible. Remember, it was Josh Hislop in race number 1 bagging a maiden podium, and Turner all over him now and looking on that inside line. It's going to be the outside as they head to Augie's. Back to the race leader though, Nick Reeve still there from Jack Davidson. Reeve had the fastest lap of the race back on lap 3. 2 minutes 26.238. They're still averaging out at a shade under 75 miles per hour, even in these conditions. So, a wonderful performance. 2 non-finishers so far in this one. Lachlan Behrman joining Bradley Kent on the sidelines. The leaders go through. It looked as if Davidson about to mount a challenge again. And here comes the scrap for third place. We've got James Waite in the mix as well, back in 5th. Ollie Turner goes high and wide into Brundle, looks at the outside line, but too far back. He might carry some momentum into Bombhole and then possibly into Coram. If he can come through on the inside line, he's showing his nose up the inside, but he doesn't quite have enough. Mirror still hanging off that car. Nick Reeve still there at the moment in the race lead. So Reeve soaking up the pressure from Jack Davidson. Looks like he is going to take a double here at Snetterton, rounds 9 and 10, and it's the checkered flag that he will see. There's the checker. Nick Reeve makes it 2 out of 2, plus pole position, fastest lap in race 2. Here's the scrap for third place, and Josh Hislop's there. Hislop are coming under pressure. Is Hislop going to hang on for a podium? Here comes Ollie Turner, sprint for the flag. They're side by side coming up to the flag. Well, third position went to Ollie Turner. It was Nick Reeve from Jack Davidson, Ollie Turner, Josh Hislop and James Waite. James Hillary in 6th, Scott Cansdale next from Gus Burton, Matt Greenwood, Jamie Lee Hawley, Magnus Cricklevy, Warwick Dayden and Josh Steed in 13th.
Nick Reeve, what a victory. That was a really, really tough fight in atrocious conditions.
It was great. I mean, them conditions change every single lap and you didn't know what to do, but it was amazing. I love that race so much. So much respect for Jack. Didn't have any contact, and it was a great race.
And a really good battle between the two of you. You're championship rivals, but you've taken a little bit of a chunk out of his lead, so I guess it's game on now. Yeah,
it's always been game on, but now it definitely is. First win I inherited, but the second one I've won on the road, and I can't be happier.
Another second place, that's good points.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't even know what happened in the race, to be honest. I think the tyres just went off halfway through, and then Reeves just got straight back up, and well done to him. Done a good job, and well done to Ollie. I think it's his first podium, so yeah.
And the championship table looks like this. On drop scores, Jack Davidson leading by 6 points from Nick Reeve. James Waite next from James Hillary, and Gus Burton up into 5th.